Hey guys, welcome to this pregnancy yoga flow for insomnia. So my name is Bettina Ray. I specialize in all things yoga for fertility and pregnancy and birth and early motherhood. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, like, share, do all of the things. I really appreciate your support. So if you haven't already, check out the previous video I did about insomnia during pregnancy, just for some tips that I've found really helpful when you're really not getting enough sleep at nighttime when you're pregnant. So go check out the previous video. I'll link it up here so that you can go and find it. Otherwise, this practice I found is really helpful for those nights where you just wake up and you're just wide awake, it's 2 a.m. and you can't get back to sleep. So what we're going to do in this practice is we'll do a little bit of gentle leg stretching, a little bit of a focus on the breath, and then a bit of a focus on the mind, because sometimes insomnia is caused by an overactive mind, thinking about all the things that you feel like you need to do before the baby arrives, or perhaps just even worrying about how things are going to change when Bub arrives, or perhaps worrying about birth. Maybe you don't even know what you're worrying about, and that's why we'll do a little bit of a focus on the mindset as well. So it's a really gentle class. If you're awake in the middle of the night, you don't want to go and do a really intense workout, because all that's going to do is pump you up and make your body feel like, okay, right, we've started our day, and then you'll never get back to sleep. So usually when I wake at midnight or 2 a.m., I try to get up and do something for a couple hours and then go back to bed. I find that that kind of resets me and I can get back into sleep mode. But you don't want to do anything that's going to amp you up too much or have any caffeine, because then you will definitely not get back to sleep. And I find I always feel really sick the next day. So to start with, we're just going to start on a bolster or sitting up on a cushion or something and stretching out the legs. So it's really nice and gentle. When you first wake up, you probably find your hamstrings are really quite tight. So just gently stretching into this part of the body. If you're anything like me, it might also be that leg cramps are waking you up. So stretching them out can feel really nice. So just breathing in. This might be too much. Leaning forward might be too much for you. You might find just sitting up and drawing the toes back is plenty of a stretch for your legs. And then just gently draw the feet in towards each other. Let the knees fall out to the side. So really gently stretching into those hips. As you inhale, take the arms up tall. Interlace the fingers and really reach them up towards the ceiling. See if you can drop the shoulders away. Next breath in, take them behind you, interlace them behind you and draw them down, opening up that chest. Maybe you can shift the gaze to the ceiling. And then just gently reach one hand down to the side. The other arm is coming up and over, so getting a really nice stretch through the side of the body here. Try to breathe really deeply into that belly, so filling the belly as much as you possibly can. Inhale, coming to the opposite side. Because what that is helping to do is tell your body it's okay to calm down. So if you're feeling a little bit stressed, even if you don't really know what it's about, you're telling your body with this deep breath that it can calm back down, it can go back to sleep, that everything's okay. And then come back to center and just take a few shoulder rolls. So rolling the shoulders back and down. And then rolling them forward. And then coming off the bolster, if you are on one, or a cushion, whatever you're using. Just moving that out the way for the moment. So really focusing on the breath here. Setting those knees underneath the hips, the hands under the shoulders. Inhale, rise the tail, rise the head, let the belly gently sink. And then exhale, looking back towards the thighs, taking the time to really feel into the spine. There's no hurry. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Return the spine to neutral and just take a moment to look over the left shoulder towards the left hip, so you can kind of pop the left hip out as well. And then exhale all the way back. So just finding a little bit of space through the spine here. Coming back to that left side. And then over again. Come back to center and just take the left leg out behind you. Press the ball of the foot into the mat. You can move the hands forward if you want a little bit more of an anchor to really press into that heel. If you've been getting leg cramps, this one is amazing. So see if you can breathe into the space that you're stretching. So you're obviously feeling it in the calf. Can you also breathe into that space? And then release down on this side. Opposite side, take the right leg out behind you. Really press into that heel, into the ball of the foot. See if you can soften through the shoulders. I know when you're pressing into the arms, you're creating a bit of tension there. See if you can also relax a little. And gently release the knee back down. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders and just take a little rock from side to side. So just releasing out any tension that you created while doing that stretch. And then from your hands and knees, just come down and have a seat. So you can sit however is comfortable for you now. So if you'd prefer to, you can sit up on that bolster. If you're happy just with the legs crossed, come just to sit however works for your body. And we're just going to take some circles through the hips. So you should feel really open through the belly, really relaxing through the hips. See if you can focus on the breath. So as you inhale, come forward. And as you exhale, round through that spine. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. And then reverse your circles, coming back the opposite way. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then just coming back to sit in the center. So we're going to do a little bit of breath work, and this one is alternate nostril breathing. So we're literally going to breathe in one nostril, out the other, and focus on that circulation. And then we're going to breathe in the opposite direction. And what that does is it helps to balance the body. So if you've been feeling kind of up here, a little bit maybe anxious, perhaps just a little bit like, I don't know, not quite right is how I explain it, like you kind of get that nervous feeling in your chest or your belly, then this one can really help to kind of bring you down, calm you down, and balance you back out. So all you do is literally block one nostril. So as you breathe in through the right. And then breathe out through the left. So we'll do 5 breaths like this. Breathe in through the right. And breathe out through the left. So you might like to close the eyes down if that feels good. In and out. Last one, in and out. Then just take a few normal breaths. If you've got a lot of nasal congestion, which can happen during pregnancy, feel free to skip breathing through the nose and just, if breathing through the mouth is all you can manage, full deep breaths in and out through the mouth, and just focus on the breath and really breathing into that belly. All right, we come to the opposite side now. So in through the left and out through the right. And then just releasing, breathing in and out through both nostrils, feeling the belly and emptying the belly. So don't worry if you don't feel anything straight away. You might be like, this feels weird, why am I breathing through one nostril and then the other? It's a practice, and it's about teaching one side of the brain to work and connect with the other. So it's completely fine if you feel weird at the start. I remember when I first started doing this little breathing technique, I felt exactly the same. And so the final thing that I want us to focus on in this little practice is just a short meditation to really kind of check in with what's going on mentally and emotionally for us at the moment, because I think a lot of the time insomnia is related to all of the changes that are happening in our life, and pregnancy is a pretty intense period of change. So it's up to you how you meditate. You might like to sit up against a wall on a bolster. You might like to just stay seated like I am. You can lie down in shavasana, so you could come lying on the side if you're not comfortable on your back any longer. And I really just want you to close down the eyes, become present to where you are at the moment. Take some full deep breaths. So whether that's through the nose or through the mouth, whatever is more comfortable for you at the moment. Notice where your body connects on the floor. So we'll take a little body scan through the entire body. So just noticing the body part as I name it, feeling it relax, feeling it soften, and letting any tension go that you might be holding in this space. So starting from the crown of the head, soften through the forehead and temple. Feel the back of the head relax. Soften the cheeks and the eyelids. Soften through the jaw, maybe the teeth part. Soften through the neck and the shoulders, the upper back and the chest. Soften through the belly and the low back, relaxing the hips, softening the buttocks, the thighs, the muscles around the knee, both front and the back. Softening the calves and ankles, and relaxing all the way down to the feet. I want you to notice any physical sensations that you're feeling in the body at the moment. So it might be a tight feeling in the chest, maybe your heart is racing a little faster than normal. Perhaps you are feeling tired. So just noticing any physical sensations at this point. Simply noticing them, trying not to create a story around them, why they're there, just being aware of them. And then noticing what's going on in the mind. So is there a particular topic or event or person who's right at the forefront of your mind, something that you can't let go of at the minute? Allow yourself to explore that a little. So whatever is right at the front of your mind, just allowing yourself to maybe explore the idea, follow the thought. Hopefully it's very quiet wherever you are, if you're awake in the middle of the night doing this practice. And you're able to maybe get a little more clarity at this time of night. So allow your mind to wander a little. If no answers come, don't worry. It's not about finding the answer. It's just getting a little more insight into what's going on. And then taking a really deep breath into this thought or idea, whatever is on your mind. And as you exhale, I want you to imagine it drifting away like a cloud on the breeze. Letting go of any tension or emotions that this thought or event created in the body. So sometimes we hold stress in the shoulders, maybe tension in the forehead. So letting go of any of the physical sensations or emotions that you're holding on to because of this thought or feeling. You might now allow another thought or feeling to enter the mind. You might find the same one comes back, and that's okay. Bring it back into the forefront of the mind. Allow yourself to perhaps explore it from another angle. If there are other people involved, can you look at it from their side? Can you approach it maybe with a little more kindness and gentleness towards yourself? Being a little more compassionate, forgiving yourself if there is something you feel like you could have done differently. Just exploring this topic a little more in the mind. And then taking that big deep breath in. And exhaling it away like a cloud on the breeze when you're ready. You might continue to do this same thing for another couple of breaths, another couple of minutes, until you feel ready to come back. Or you might be already finished with your meditation, in which case, start slowly bringing your awareness back to the physical body. You might be feeling quite tired, so maybe stretch out and maybe wriggle fingers and toes. When you're ready to, slowly opening the eyes and coming back fully to the present. So thank you for sharing this little insomnia yoga practice for pregnancy with me. I hope that it helps you to kind of have a little bit of a practice that you can do to get back into that sleep zone, because I know it can be really hard just like lying in bed with wide open eyes and not knowing what to do. Do I get up? Is that going to make it worse? Do I lie here? Then I'm going to feel like I lie awake for 3 hours. And so this really helped me. Like I said, if you haven't already, check out my other video where I give some tips on what I do when I'm awake at 2 a.m. And make sure you leave me a comment below if you've got some great tips, because I know I've been really struggling lately with, I wake up with a leg cramp and then it's like, bam, I'm awake for the next 2 hours. So if you've got some tips for me, make sure you leave them below. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you want more videos, of course, you can check out my online yoga circle where you have access to all of the pregnancy yoga videos that I've ever made. You have access to me, you can ask questions, and our supportive community. So I'd love for you to join us over there. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Look after yourself, and namaste.